This is Dawah Ilallah. Today is lecture number 4, 5th April 2020. Today's topic is definition of TAGHUT. We've seen in Surah Baqarah, ayah 256, that it is an article of faith to reject and denounce TAGHUT. Now, what is a TAGHUT? In Surah Alaq, ayah 6, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى أراه استغنى. No, but indeed man transgresses because he sees himself self-sufficient. Meaning he sees himself as the ultimate authority, somebody who is not subservient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If anyone has this attitude, then he is a little taghut himself. And if a person assumes power, authority over people and suffers from this taghuti attitude, then we have a fair in the making. All tyrants start small, but if they don't do anything to fix their spiritual illness, they become a menace for mankind on a large scale. Nimrud, Pharaoh, Nero, Hitler, Genghis Khan, Bush, and some of the names that spring to mind. Sometimes institutions and states become taghuti. A state becomes taghut on the basis of its constitution, policies, and oppressive laws. An obvious example of that would be the Burmese state. South Africa in the apartheid period was one such state. State of Israel is another. On more scrutiny, oath to use constitution and allegiance to British monarchy would fall under this category. Especially the long history of oppression around the world would undoubtedly classify the states as taghuti states. Britain before World War II and America thereafter could easily be classified as super taghuts, and that would make Pharaoh look like a small-time bully. Another taghuti type is the religious leader who appoints himself as the final authority on religion. This would include fake prophets, fake Mahdis, fake spiritual imams and leaders, people who claim to receive revelations from Allah, when these oracles only hear something from the jinns and muakkals, whom they actually serve or worship. See Surah Nisa, ayah 60. A multimillionaire who makes his millions from riba, interest-based lending, is normally of the view that economy cannot run without riba. Is an economic taghut because he thinks riba is halal and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it haram. So whoever takes upon himself the authority to declare something haram or halal becomes a taghut. That authority actually lies only with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The message of the Holy Quran and the books before it has always been to free man from the shackles of slavery and tyranny. All the prophets and messengers were sent for this purpose. The mission of all the messengers is described as وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِن قَبْلِكَ بِرَسُولٍ إِلَّا نُوحِي إِلَيْهِ أَنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا أَنَا فَاعْبُدُ. It says, we did not send a Rasul before you, but with a wahi that there is no God but me, so serve only me. Another ayah that lays down the definition is in Surah An-Nahl, verse 16. It says, and I will quote from the Quran, وَلَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا فِي كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ رَسُولًا أَنِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاجْتَنِبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ فَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ هَدَى اللَّهُ وَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ حَقَّتْ عَلَيْهِ الضَّلَالَةُ فَسِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ فَانْظُرُوا كَيْفَ كَانَ عَاقِبَةُ الْمُكَذِّبِينَ. And we certainly sent into every nation a messenger, saying, serve Allah and avoid taghut. And among them were those whom Allah guided, and among them were those upon whom error was decreed. So proceed through the earth and observe how was the end of the deniers. Now, so if the message from the heavens is clear, we're only allowed to serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and reject all others who claim, who want to be served. Now, looking at the Surah Nahl, Another thing that is clear from Surah Nahl, ayah 16, is that people who avoid taghut and are guided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the straight path. And those who serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and taghut, both are misguided. The nations that serve taghut were all punished by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the past. Needless to say, the present and future will not be any different, as the Quran is guidance for times. Looking at Az-Zumar ayah 16 verse 19, and I'll read from the Quran. يا عبادي فاتقوني والذين اجتنبوا الطاغوت أن يعبدوها وأنابوا إلى الله لهم البشرى فبشر عباد الذين يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه أولئك الذين هداهم الله وأولئك هم أولو الألباب. And now we look at the translation, and it reads, from here. So looking at the Az-Zumar 16 to 19, the translation reads as, O my servants, then fear me, but those who avoided taghut, lest they serve it, and turn to Allah, for them are good tidings. So give good tidings to my servants, who listen to speech and follow the best of it. Those are the ones Allah has guided, and those are people of understanding. So looking at Zumar ayah 16 to 19, it is clear that those who avoid taghut are the guided ones. They are the ones who listen to the speech, fulfilling their covenant to Allah, mentioned in Surah Ma'idah, ayah 7, which read as, which said that we will listen and obey. So, and they are the people of understanding. So Ulul Albab are the ones who get to the bottom of things. That's what Ulul Albab means. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, can you save one who is in the fire? Meaning even you, O beloved messenger, will not be allowed to intercede on behalf of Muslims who serve taghuts. Shafa'at al-Kubra is not for such people. The Muslims living in countries ruled by non-Muslims should rethink their status in light of these and numerous other ayats, which we'll see in future, later on. Again, this is my understanding based on my research of the ayahs. You are obviously free to hold your own view based on your research. Ask your ulama, your scholars, but remember those ulama and scholars may misguide you on this subject, because they too are enjoying the benefits of those societies that are based on oppression and on the notion that man's intellect is superior to divine law. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us and help us avoid taghuts and other evils. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.